This man is a Super Bowl champion. He is somebody, usually in the shadows, these offensive guys, now that there are Kelce's roaming around, some of the interior linemen are showing their personalities and stuff. But this guy has interest in video. He has interest in being creative. And last year he had a 4-year deal with the Cincinnati Bengals. So thank you, Orlando Brown Jr., for joining us. And I just wanted to show you something as we got started here because Chris Cody's father, Greg Cody, is very proud of his mock draft. Chris, what is this grainy video you're showing us from 1964 here of your father promoting? What's he promoting?
Well, first I want to tell Orlando that my dad is a writer for the Miami Herald. It'd be weird if my dad, just like this, my producer's dad wanted to do a mock draft.
Okay, so sorry, Orlando, a person who does the show, our show, has a dad figure who's an old-timey newspaper writer. Go ahead, Chris.
And he is excited about his mock draft. He tries to predict all the first-round picks, and he's trying to get his audience excited for the draft. So I want to play this video for you and get your thoughts on it.
All right.
Hey, Instagrammies. Greg here. It's a big day. It's a big day. It's release day for my 33rd annual NFL mock draft. Find it online. Find it online. Book it. Bank it. It's big. It's extremely big, and I got nothing else to say.
He's out of
mock
material.
draft,
So bad.
that kind of thing.
Orlando, please tell me how sad that video was.
So bad.
I mean, that is some funny though. That's some funny right there though. That's top of the line. That's top of the line. And he's talking that shit. He must know something.
He doesn't.
He must know
Big.
something.
It's extremely big.
Extremely big. Holy cow.
Hey, yo.
That's all right.
If you wanted to make your front camera that blurry, what would you put, like lotion on it? Like, what do you think is on the front of his camera?
That's the first thing that came to my mind. He must have just took a phone call or something. I was like, I mean, there's just no way in hell. I'm like, but you know, sometimes, man, older people are like that. How old is your dad, bro?
69.
Makes plenty of sense. Makes plenty of sense. Hell yeah, I love it.
Do you find, and I love when there's a personality like you hiding in the trenches because the offensive linemen have to be so careful about, I don't know, they seem very scared publicly about causing a distraction. So it's pleased me to see you exploring your creative side because you're like, okay, I've had great success. Now I can have the confidence of playing around with some creative things. It's nice to see, and it's rare. It's few people get that kind of confidence this early in life.
Yeah, well, man, I've been very blessed and fortunate. You know, obviously my dad played in the NFL. My mom has a history in broadcasting, so I feel like I spend a lot of time being myself. And something my parents always vocalized to me was be yourself and be expressive in that way. And you know, kind of what you guys see with the mini mics or anytime I'm mic'd up, messing around with teammates or anything like that. That's just me being me. And I've always been like that, man. And you know, it's weird because offensive linemen, as you noted, you know, they get the stigma of being the quiet guy, the more reserved people, you know, and it's not that I'm necessarily attention seeking, but I'm going to be me. And, you know, I'm a somewhat of a loud personality, not annoying, but a loud personality.
It's so rare though. It really is unusual.
Yeah.
You don't fit necessarily, do you? Because there are so few I've met in my entire career that are this comfortable being like, okay, I don't need to be as reserved as everyone at this conservative position tends to be.
Yeah, not at all. You know, and you know, also too, you know, you got to keep in mind, offensive line is such a physical position, and you're always battling. And you know, this person that you guys see right now, I mean, I'm not this dude on the field when the helmets and shoulder pads come on, you know, and my competitive side comes out, and I'm able to be somewhat the aggressive side of myself. And so, you know, I think all of that stuff kind of goes hand in hand.
OB, when you talk about the mic'd up thing, what percentage of it doesn't make air? Like the stuff that you hear and say inside the trenches, inside the line. Can you give us like a little bit of a taste of it?
OB.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, I've had some battles, man. You know, one of my favorite guys to compete against is my teammate now, Trey Hendrickson, and we've had some battles, talking plenty of cash money shit, and you know, it gets really vulgar in there. It definitely gets personal, but not to the extent of anything extremely disrespectful. More so within the game. But I mean, it's a lot of trash talking, man. I've guys have said all different types of things. And, a lot of times, to be honest, man, some of your better players are normally your better talkers too. So
how about this? Me and you, we do a side business together, right? We take this to the NFL. We give them the mic'd up rated R version, right? But you have to put it behind a paywall, and then we get to hear what you guys actually say, but you got to pay for it.
Oh man, I mean, dude, that
50-50,
would do numbers, bro. That would do numbers, and I'm with that.
How's your trash talk in traffic? We were talking earlier about I had an incident where I hit somebody who was trying to, cut a bunch of people off. I hit somebody with cheaters never prosper. How do you feel about that one?
That's crazy,
bro. I'm not a big road rage guy. I kind of got a lot to lose. I'm also big as hell, so I don't think anyone necessarily will use fists to fight me. But I'm not a big trash talker in traffic. I have had the bird thrown up at me a few times, but that quote, that's a hell of a quote, though. I don't know what I would respond to that with.
Well, what the guy responded with was,
I ain't cheating.
That's funny.
So what do you do when people kind of start something with you because you're so big?
And that is probably one of the most rare of occasions, man. I don't think anybody has done any stupid like that since maybe I was like 13 years old. I don't like a very, very, very rare situation where someone is going to approach me in that manner. I really, in my adult life, even in college, they'd be a fool.
Have you ever had a situation where you're in a spot where there's an altercation, you're sitting, so you don't do anything aggressive, but just to give the idea of your size, you just simply stand up and it all ends right there?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head, but I think I'm definitely somewhat normal looking. Sometimes you see bigger people and they're kind of funny looking. You know what I mean? Like something's up. I don't know, like a funny feature, nose, ears, eyes, face looks weird. I somewhat look normal. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of times what happens to me is, people see me sitting down and then I stand up and they're like, holy, like you're way bigger than I thought you were.
That's always the response, I would imagine. I don't think anyone has any idea the size and strength of what has to be out there to win a championship. I don't think the average human being. Can you articulate it to them?
Yeah, just in terms of size, like
well, when it comes to you, the thing that I'm amazed by with everything you guys do is I don't know what someone like you, your build, what you find strong. Like when you're up against somebody, I would imagine when I'm watching football and I see Myles Garrett, I'm like, that person's just stronger than everyone he's playing against.
Yeah, he's a very strong individual. A lot of times for me, myself, man, I'm a big dude and I pack a big punch. I'm heavy as hell. I do a good job creating leverage with my hands and my hand and arm angles and things like that. But, there are guys, man, and there are times where, a guy like Myles Garrett is incredibly strong. And, that's more so his functional strength, his ability to bend in the ankles, the knees, the hips, and create leverage through that type of movement and explosion. So, it's very football, especially offensive line, offensive tackle is a very, very difficult position to play, period. But, man, every now and again, you run up against those freak athletes, man. And, guys like Myles Garrett, incredibly strong football player.
Draft day is tomorrow. You were drafted. How stressful is that for someone who's in the process of being drafted?
Man, very stressful, man. For me, it's always so weird because for so long, you've been on the team. I was in college for 4 years, in high school, and it's like that transition to the pros. Is somewhat a little bit strange because it's a lot of uncontrollables and it's a lot that you don't know that's going to happen. Or, I was told I was going to be a top 100 pick. I could go anywhere between 20 and 100, you know what I mean? But that's a lot of picks and that's also 2 different days. So, it's a lot of uncertainty, you know what I mean? That kind of comes with it, man. It's extremely stressful in the weirdest way, but everything goes away, man, when you get that call. I remember getting that call from the Baltimore Ravens and, seeing that 410 area code come up, man, and Ozzie Newsome on the other line. I mean, at that point, man, nothing else mattered, man. I was just happy to have the opportunity.
If you're a draft prospect, are you memorizing area codes so you know as soon as it pops up on your phone who it is?
Hell yeah. I got a call from Lincoln Riley. Coach Riley called me in the middle of like day 2. And I can't remember, maybe he had just spoke to a team or something. And he called me. And I remember like, cause I had stepped away from the TV. It probably was, man, late second round at this time. And my phone was facing down and I was like, who is it? It's like Coach Riley. I'm like, damn, what the hell does he want? And
not today, Lincoln.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, no, I kind of tried to keep up with the area codes everywhere.
There's this story of former player Larry Izzo having to use the bathroom, but he couldn't leave the field, so he had to poop in a bucket. And because he pooped in a bucket, he was able to stay on the field and again got a game ball for that. Have you ever witnessed something happening like that?
From Belichick, a game ball. Excellent question. Roy, have you ever witnessed someone on the sidelines?
I've never seen on the sideline. I've seen someone themselves. I've seen somebody take on a double team themselves. But thank God, I guess we didn't have white pants on. But
who
I can't. Not name dropping. No name. No name dropping. No name. But you know who you are, and you know yourself. That's just plainly put.
Can I get from you? I don't know if I push it when you say that there are some guys who are talkers, because I believe that you would find stimulating the challenge of ad lib. If I made you put together a top 5 list right now of guys that you had to rank in order, talkers that you've faced against, even though you're not much talker, you say they tend to be the best players. Can you put that list together for me? Would you give me 5 names in reverse order?
Yeah, I'll try to give you the best in order. Jadeveon Clowney, Melvin.
Hold on. Yes, that's number 5. Jadeveon Clowney. Do you have a memorable back and forth with him? He seems like a terribly menacing man.
Yeah, he is very menacing, man. We have a lot of competitive battles, but it's just a lot of talking out there. He's a great athlete. He knows he's a really good player, and he got a great feel for the game too, man. He's got a great IQ. So, everything is, I guess you could say he's playing chess with his shit talking, but he's really good at what he does.
Okay, but he doesn't seem, I'd not heard before that, and this is a strong list if you're starting with him at number 5, I'd not heard before that he was strong here. He seemed like the quiet type. He tells you how good he is.
Yeah. He's gonna talk a little. You know what I mean? Like he might, take a little shot here and there, all for fun and games within the game, man. But he's a guy, man, I love competing against. He's gonna talk a little trash.
Number 4.
Travis Kelce. I gotta put T. Kelce in there, man. T. Kelce's gonna talk that now, and he's gonna do his job at a high level. He's gonna let you know that he's doing his job. I probably should have him higher on my list, but I'm gonna leave him at 4 now. He's a baller now. I've seen him do some funny stuff.
A good list.
Say some funny stuff.
All right, number 3.
Number 3, I'm gonna go with Melvin Ingram. Melvin caught me plenty of times. I played with him in Kansas City. My rookie year, we played there on a Saturday night, and I remember he made a comment to me, and I kind of figuratively shot myself in the foot. I don't want to butcher it, but I think it was like he said something to me. He said something to me like, "You sorry as hell," and I was like, "You sorry as hell too." And he's like, "You admitted that you sorry." And I was
got
like,
your
"Oh
ass there."
shit!" Like, all right,
Yeah, you got you.
all right. You too then.
You really got checkmated there.
Yeah,
You did admit you were sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But he's on my list. He's a dog. Number two, Brandon Graham, Philadelphia. Hey, everybody knows BG gonna talk that trash, man. He's a great football player. I mean, he's ton of respect just around the league. But I had a joint practices against him my second year up there in Philadelphia, and then I played him my third year. Played him in the Super Bowl. Lot of talking between me and BG, man. Just a lot of back and forth, but it's all fun and games within the game, man. I got a lot of respect for him.
And finally, number 1,
I got to go with my man Trey Hendrickson, man. It's just shit. Hey, It's just it's a dogfight. If I imagine if Rocky Marciano talked, it'd be how Trey Hendrickson does it. I don't know what that means, but there you go.
It sounds good though.
White guy talking.
Exactly. There we go.
You're an ambassador for the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. This is something that means something to you. I'm sure our audience fell in love with you. To learn more and help support the worldwide effort to end type 1 diabetes, you want to go, what is the website that you want people to go to? What is it that you want them to do?
Visit jdrf.org, man. It's type 1 has pretty much been in my family, man, forever. My dad passed of ketoacidosis when I was 15, which is a form of a diabetic coma. My brother was diagnosed with type 1 at 8 years old. I was 9 at the time. And both of my grandparents, man, passed of complications of it. So it's just something that hits home for me, man. I've spent a lot of time around it, man. One of my best friends, Mark Andrews in Baltimore, who went to college together and played together in Baltimore. And, I've seen it firsthand with him being an athlete, and my brother. And so, it's a cause that hits home for me, man. And continuing to, fight to make things more affordable for diabetics, whether that be pumps, insulin, whatever it may be. And, just continuing to, look and research for a cure as well.
Do not let them alter you with their conservative ways, sir. Thank you for being on the show with us. Travis Kelce said that when you left Kansas City, he said, quote, it hurts my soul, man. It hurts my soul. It's like watching your best friend just turn evil on you. Yeah. You're somebody that he loves and loved, but now you're on the other team, so you got to go away. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.